Today, we're going to learn about control structures that allow us to control the flow of our program. First up, conditional statements, or if-else statements. These let us execute different code blocks based on certain conditions. For example, let's consider a scenario where we want to check if a person is eligible to vote. In Python, we would write this as, we're going to focus on a fundamental concept in Python programming, the if statement. The if statement is a conditional statement that is used to test for certain conditions and execute a block of code accordingly. In Python, the syntax of an if statement is as follows. If condition colon, code block. Here, condition is an expression that can be evaluated as true or false. If the condition is true, the code block under the if statement will be executed. Let's look at an example. X equals 10, if x greater than 0 colon. Print open parenthesis, quote x is positive, quote close parenthesis. In this example, the condition is x greater than 0. Since x is 10 and 10 is indeed greater than 0, the print statement under the if clause will be executed. Now, what if we want to check for multiple conditions? That's where elif and else come into play. The elif keyword allows us to check for additional conditions if the condition before it are false. The else keyword covers the case where all previous conditions are false. Here's an example. X equals minus 10 if x greater than 0 colon. Print open parenthesis, quote x is positive, quote close parenthesis. Elif x equals 0 colon. Print open parenthesis, quote x is 0, quote close parenthesis. Else colon. Print open parenthesis, quote x is negative, quote close parenthesis. In this example, since x is minus 10, the first condition x greater than 0 will be false and its corresponding code block will be skipped. The program then checks the next condition x equals 0. This condition is also false, so we skip to the next block, which is the else block. Since all previous conditions were false, the code under else gets executed and x is negative gets printed. Remember that Python supports logical operators like and, or, and not, which can be used to form more complex conditions. For example, x equals 5, y equals minus 5, if x greater than 0 and y less than 0 colon. Print open parenthesis, quote x is positive, and y is negative, quote close parenthesis. In this case, both conditions x greater than 0 and y less than 0 need to be true for the print statement to execute. Let us practice more examples. Age equals 18, if age greater than or equal to 18 colon. Print open parenthesis, quote you are eligible to vote, quote close parenthesis. Else colon. Print open parenthesis, quote you are not eligible to vote yet, quote close parenthesis. The if statement checks if age is greater or equal to 18 and prints one message if so, or the other message otherwise. We can chain multiple elif blocks for more conditions. For example, if we want to categorize people based on their age, we could write if age less than 0 colon. Print open parenthesis, quote invalid age, quote close parenthesis. Elif age less than 18 colon. Print open parenthesis, quote you are a minor, quote close parenthesis. Elif age greater than or equal to 65 colon. Print open parenthesis, quote you are a senior citizen, quote close parenthesis. Logical operators like and, or, not allow us to combine conditions. For example, if we want to give a discount to people who are either under 18 or over 65, we could write if age greater than or equal to 65 or age less than 18 colon. Print open parenthesis, quote you get a discount, quote close parenthesis. That's it for today's lecture on Python's if statement. Try to experiment with different conditions and logical operators to get a good grasp of how they work. Happy coding!